Fanatics, we're back for another episode of Sports Fanatics United. This time, we are here to talk about Super Bowl LIX, Super Bowl LIX, Super Bowl 59, between the Eagles and the Chiefs. The rematch that nobody besides Jerry and Max wants. But with that being said, let me introduce my co-host first. We got Barb, we got Keith, we got Jerry. How's everyone doing?
Who said I wanted this rematch? I didn't want the Eagles.
Wait, you didn't?
Fantastic.
I'm not. I would have preferred the Commanders be here.
I would prefer the Rams or the Lions or anybody else.
Rams?
Anybody else in the NFC.
That isn't from the East.
No, I'd have took the Giants too.
Okay, stop lying.
I would have took the Giants. Look,
Shut up.
I love a good disaster field.
Guys, I think Eric's been kidnapped. This is his way of communicating to us.
Oh, I would have took the Giants for sure. Like I said, I love good disasters.
Because now you're a Chiefs fan? You're turning on us like this?
Well, I don't know who.
He is a free agent.
Is this how we find out?
I don't even know who I am right now.
I respect that.
But Super Bowl's coming up this Sunday. 15-2 Chiefs. 14-3 Eagles. Chiefs, number 1 seed out of the AFC. Eagles, number 2 seed in the NFC. I guess just with the thought of the matchup itself, of the rematch, like, as Jerry said, he actually didn't want this rematch. Is there anyone here that wanted this?
I didn't want anything that involved the Chiefs, so no.
And Keith, good guy Keith here, he doesn't mind it, I'm pretty sure.
I told you I started watching football like almost a month ago.
What was the last game you watched, Packers?
No, I watched. Actually, it wasn't a month ago. I take it back.
Oh,
'Cause
Baltimore.
I watched Baltimore and Buffalo.
Yeah.
But yeah, as soon as that game ended, no. I had no interest in anything after that.
You're not going to watch Super Bowl LIX?
Not a chance.
The last game I think I watched in full was just a Sunday night game between the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. All the reasons because there's nothing else really to watch.
I didn't really watch the Bills game last week.
Well, oh yeah, before the Bills game, I meant, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, before the Bills game, it was the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. Other than that, I've just been watching Red Zone this year.
Oh, yeah.
So when Red Zone went away, I was like, do I really want to sit in front of the television for 3 hours and watch all these games in whole?
I'm not going to have Red Zone anymore, and I'm really upset.
What happened?
Oh, we're just getting rid of Dish because we literally use it for Red Zone.
Oh, good choice.
We used it for Red Zone and Pac-12, but now since Pac-12 is nothing, I don't need it.
The sad ball.
Oh, man.
And I can't justify paying that much money for only Red Zone
No, I don't.
3 months a year.
Oh, no. Well, actually, we won't get into that. Some things don't need to be discovered. So I guess the first and foremost, I guess let's talk about the stories of how these two teams got to this point of rematching in the Super Bowl. Jerry, you're the Chiefs fan. I'll let you give us the Chiefs story.
The short story is the Chiefs just out-uglied all their opponents. Like, they're going to drag you down to play the most disgusting form of football you can think of, and they're just not going to commit mistakes, and you're going to commit mistakes. So what happens to the Bills, and they still almost beat them.
And that's the wild thing, too, is, when the early part of this Mahomes-Kelsey dynamic, you would have never thought of the Chiefs playing ugly football. But that's basically what this season's been, is just ugly football. But they win these ugly football games.
The Chiefs legitimately hadn't scored 30 points all season until the AFC Championship game.
They said, we're going to save the best for almost last.
Well, and then the Bills defenders said the Chiefs were pulling out plays we hadn't seen all season. It's like, yeah, the Chiefs were literally treating the regular season like it was a bunch of preseason games with their starters. And it's insane.
Is that beside fact, though? Look at it. The Denver game that they lost, they didn't care about the game at all. They scored nothing. And the only time they lost was to Buffalo in the regular season, really, when you had Mahomes and Kelsey on the field. Other than that, everybody else, it was just basically the AFC was the Chiefs and played out like the Chiefs Invitational.
The Airhead Invitational.
Keith, Give us the story about Philadelphia and how they got here.
Saquon. Tushburs.
Saquon again.
Then Saquon again. Then Saquon gets it to the 1. Oh, look, a Tushburs. Tushburs. Oh, and
Say that
then,
fast.
I know. And then Nick Sirianni deciding that he doesn't know how to actually coach a game, but you just hand the ball to Saquon.
And you know the wild thing is, like, I mean, you know Saquon's a great player and whatnot, but the fact that outside of the Eagles having Saquon and that identity, this year, everything else, if you look at it, they're not a really good team. But it's just the fact that they've got Saquon and he just fits in that off. He's really the engine that makes that offense go.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, he's definitely the most important player for that offense right now. And he, in a way, basically has carried them to this championship game.
So, got some stats for y'all.
Oh no.
Jerry, I know you'll love these stats. Andy Reid is 4-1 all time against Philly. You know the one though, don't you?
Regular season game where Nick Sirianni yelled at Chiefs fans after the game going up the tunnel.
Yep. Last season.
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, 21-17. The Chiefs also lead this series all time 6-5. Take a guess the difference in the amount of points scored in those 11 games.
7,
You're close.
5,
You're closer.
3,
3,
You're closer.
2.
1.
2. 2 points. The Chiefs lead the series all time 6-5, but Philly has scored 275 points. The Chiefs scored 273.
That's so annoying.
It is. When I saw it, it's like, it's annoying, but I can't leave that one out. That is ridiculous. What's the matchup you feel like needs to be watched in the Super Bowl, Keith?
Honestly, the matchup to watch is gonna be the Eagles defensive line against the Chiefs offensive line. See if Jalen Carter and Josh Sweat and all of them can get to Patrick or not, and consistently get to Patrick.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jerry?
For the Eagles against the Chiefs, it's going to be the Eagles' safeties against Travis Kelce. They struggled so much against Zach Ertz in the NFC Championship game. Even with them running away with that game, Zach Ertz is like the one person you can't blame for that loss. If you let Travis Kelce run wild on you, you are going to lose.
And Zach Ertz is no slouch, but Zach Ertz isn't the Zach Ertz from back in his Philly days.
Right.
And the fact that he could do all that, and now you're going up against someone that's, well, he's not in his prime anymore, but
But he's still much better.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that is a concern. But the one question I have to ask is, has Philly actually cleaned up their fumbling problem? Because in the regular season, they had, 9 fumbles and whatnot. But so far in the postseason, in 3 games, they've had absolutely no turnovers. And if Philly goes in this game and wins the turnover margin, hey, I don't want to say it, but I think you know where I'm getting at.
They'll lose just like the Bills did after winning it.
So, all right, I found this as well. In Super Bowl rematches consisting of the same head coach and the same quarterback, and the games were within 5 years of each other. So far, there's been 3 such instances of that matchup. Because, all right, in the Super Bowl, we've got Sirianni and Hurts, Reid and Mahomes. All right. In the previous instances, was Pittsburgh and Dallas, Super Bowl 10, Super Bowl 13, where you had Noel, Bradshaw, Landry, Staubach. Pittsburgh won both of those games. All right. The second instance was Dallas and Buffalo for 27 and 28, where it was Kelly and Levy, thank you. Well, even though in the first game it was a lot of Reich because Kelly, didn't he leave early in that game or something? I can't remember what it was, but I know he didn't play the entire game. And then, of course, it was Johnson and Aikman. And then the last, you might want to guess the last instance?
I think it was Belichick and Tom versus somebody.
You are right on the first half.
I'm trying to think. Who did the Patriots play twice in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
The Rams?
No, well, they played them twice, but that won't the matchup. They
Yeah.
played a hot damn hero is who they played.
I'm blanking.
Yeah, who?
Eli's coming in the
That's
How did you forget?
That's right, Mr. Moss.
Eli.
Hey. The fact that Eli took down that undefeated team by himself puts him in the Hall of Fame by himself. I will not tolerate Eli Manning slander on this show.
Oh, so you are a Giants fan. Okay. Didn't see that coming, but all right.
I'll give you some Eli slander.
No, sir, you will not. Eli is not allowed to be slandered on this show.
There's not many people that can throw as many picks as he can.
You can slander Dak Prescott all you want.
Oh my goodness.
I believe even just like regular team matchups, like even if the head coach and QB of the losing team isn't the same, usually they go on to lose as well. If you face the same combo of coach and QB that won the first time.
Right.
Because I think I saw something where if the same teams faced off and one side of the QB and coach remained, the side that won the first time generally won the second matchup.
Because that just happened last year with the Chiefs and the 49ers, where the first time it was Shanahan and Garoppolo, and this past time was Shanahan and Purdy.
Yeah, they went from Jimmy G to Irrelevant G.
At least this time, because I was about to say they were closer, but the last time they had the lead, and they had the lead this time and forgot how to play overtime. They've got the rules of overtime, basically, and
That was hilarious.
Yes, it was. How do you forget how to play the rules of overtime?
If only you had one consistent overtime rule like college does. It's weird. But, oh well.
So, okay, I guess now the question I want to ask is, who do you all have as an X factor for each team offensively and defensively?
So I'll start with the Eagles. So for the Eagles, offensively, it's going to be two players. And I apologize for breaking the rules. I have Landon and Juergens as the X factor because they were both hurt in the NFC Championship game.
Okay.
If you're going into the Super Bowl less than 100%, you got to find a way to stop Chris Jones in the interior. You're going to be very hard pressed to do that with an injured center and an injured left guard. As far as Eagles defense, it probably has to be Reed Blankenship because I feel like he's going to be asked to cover Travis Kelce one-on-one a lot. And he struggled a lot in that category against Zach Ertz. So he needs to have a better game. And then I'll just do the Chiefs real quick. On defense, Leo Chenal. He's probably going to be the key to limiting Saquon. You're not going to stop Saquon. Saquon's too good to just full on stop unless you fully commit to stopping the Eagles' run, which could lead to other issues. As far as offensively, I want to say DeAndre Hopkins because he hasn't got a lot in the postseason. I'm not sure if he's fully healthy or not, though. So I'll say Juju.
I always forget D-Hop went to you guys.
They're going to get him a ring.
Maybe.
No, they're not. Doesn't deserve one.
Barbara, you got any X factors?
No, I just need the Eagles to win. For all my every man on that field.
Except there you go on the field. Now you all listen to me. You green bastards, pay attention.
Exactly. I shoot Saquon to run the ball every time.
I don't know none of you. But you're going to win this game or you'll feel my wrath. Yes, ma'am.
I do also just want a good game. I know there's been, especially over the last few years and especially this season, there's been some questionable drama with the Chiefs and the refs.
Uh-oh.
So we just want to make sure there's a good game for both teams. Truly all we care about.
What about you?
With neither of them being my team.
I mean, my X factor was going to be the refs. No, I'm kidding. Not fully. No, so my Eagles X factors would be Devontae Smith. He normally has like one or two big catches pretty much each game. Because I think Jalen's going to try to force feed A.J. Brown again. But I think Devontae's going to have one or two important catches throughout the game. And then for defense for Philly, my X factor is Zach Bond. He's pretty much done everything for them already this season. And he's pretty much going to have to play a perfect game, as well as obviously some of the other defenders. But it's going to be really important for him and them just tackling and making sure that the Chiefs don't get extra yardage. And then for the Chiefs, X factor on the offense is Xavier Worthy. Pretty much anytime he has a big game, it helps them out because he's their deep threat and all their gadget plays and stuff. And then defense-wise, I always want to say Trent McDuffie, but he's going to have his hands full with AJ. So I'll go with George Karlaftis.
Jerry, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Did Nick Bolton, was he the guy that got that pick six the last time they played the Super Bowl?
It was a fumble.
Oh, it was a fumble. Okay.
Yeah, fumble 6.
Oh, scoops. Okay, scoop and score. Well, anyhow, Nick Bolton is definitely my defensive X factor for the Chiefs. And then offensively, I feel like it's always an unsung hero for the Chiefs that really makes the difference. I mean, we talk Mahomes, you talk Kelsey, you talk a starting wide receiver. But I think it's actually going to be a guy that's actually made his homecoming back to Kansas City this year. Kareem Hunt. I mean, he was big in the time that Pacheco was out. I mean, at least, filling the gap, I should say. Not like he didn't go on a astronomical tear or anything like that.
He just playing better than Pacheco was.
Yeah. And then for the Eagles, I mean, it comes down to, I know usually when you come with an X factor, you don't want to come up with a guy that everyone would expect. But let's put it like this. Offensively for the Eagles, what's the biggest difference between the last time this game was played and going into this time? Saquon Barkley. I mean, last time, the Eagles, they were able to garner control, but then in the second half, they couldn't put the game away. The Chiefs come back and they win. So at this point, if the Eagles are able to grab a double-digit lead and whatnot, will they lean on Saquon to put the game away? That's basically going to want to be one of the biggest factors of this game, in my opinion. And then defensively for the Eagles, I'm going to go with Barb. It's going to take all 11 of those bastards basically to sit there and win this game if they're going to win it. So all 11 of you defensive starters, you're the X factor. So now, does anybody have any bold predictions they want to make on this game?
No.
Saquon Barkley has under 60 yards and then scored a touchdown.
That is a bold prediction, my friend. That is a very bold prediction.
That's not fair. You can't say that when Keith's not here.
I sure can.
He said it's the best time to say it. He can't fight back.
Right?
No, I saw a stat the other day showing the last 8 Super Bowl winners. There was only one running back, and I believe it was LeGarrette Blount that went over 1,000 yards in the year they won.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all.
Having a elite running back, it appears it hasn't helped you as much as people think it would. So I feel like the Eagles are going to go more towards a game plan of spread the ball out, get it to A.J. Brown, get it to Devontae Smith, and sprinkle in Saquon. It's not going to be a heavy dose of Saquon. Because I could see him getting less than 15 rush attempts in the game.
Less than 15?
Yeah. Not to say he won't get touches in the passing game,
Right.
but
Yeah.
on the ground specifically.
See, I get that all. I can't see Philly. I can't see them having success in this game if Saquon rushes the ball only 15 times. Because at that point, I feel like that's going to be playing into Kansas City's hands. It gives them a few more possessions, especially, if you're not in tush push situation, whatnot. I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. You're right. Most of the time, that makes perfect sense. But Philly just seems like if that's the one thing they can do, the two things they can do real well is the brotherly shove and hand the ball off to Saquon.
I'm also not sure Philly's going to do a ton of the tush push this game after what the Chiefs just did to the Bills. Or if they do, they're going to change it to where they aren't just going directly under the center.
And don't go left either.
I mean, they could probably get away with going left. Because I feel like if the Chiefs see them go in that formation, they're going to sell out to stop directly in front of the center.
That was wild in the AFC Championship game. What was it? 4 times they tried it?
They went 1 for 5.
1 for 5. Okay. That's wild, man. It's like after the third time, I'd be like, nope, I don't think this is going to work. And then, unfortunately,
all they had to do was alter their play call, run it out of that exact same formation, and then run like a bootleg or something like that. The Chiefs weren't stopping it if you do that. And you probably win the game.
Man, I don't get head coaches at times. Like, okay.
That one's on the OC.
I mean, look, as a head coach, you got the right to overrule that. And I mean, just how many times are you going to sit there and watch that same exact result? And then all of a sudden you get it one time, and now you're like, oh, yeah, we got to figure it out now. We're going to, and what happens? They stop it again, and they stop it again. That's just.
It's literally the saying of doing a broken thing and expecting a different result. Because it was broken that game. You weren't getting anything, and you were expecting the result to change.
And like I said, Buffalo got what they deserve in that case. Now that able to sit here, think about the game rationally and whatnot. I guess the only thing now to ask is, give us all your predictions on the final score.
Oh gosh. I don't know. It's gonna be close. I'll say 38-35.
Wasn't that the score last time?
Oh my God, was it?
Yeah, it was.
All right, so it is gonna be that, but flipped winners.
38-35 flip winners. Okay. Okay. I respect that.
I have 33-30 Chiefs. Every single win the Chiefs have had this year, outside of the Texans and I think like 2 regular season games, was all within one score. The Chiefs have won 17 straight one-score games. I don't see any way this game isn't a one-score game unless there's just a ton of early turnovers and one of the two teams get out to an early lead.
Yeah.
So yeah, 33-30, and I think Jalen Hurts throws a pick on his drive to score the game-winning touchdown.
What about you, Keith?
I don't think Keith made it back.
I don't think he's made it back either.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, bye.
He's really upset about the Super Bowl. So.
Yes, he got abducted.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I can't blame him. I'll look at you.
The refs heard him talking ish and they abducted him. Oh, you don't mess with the refs, Keith.
Nope. Well, I'll tell you my final score. And I would have never guessed I would have came up with this until I was preparing my notes today. And after I looked at my notes and everything and decided, oh, really? So this is the way we're going to go. So here's my final score prediction. I got Philadelphia 34, Kansas City 30. And like I said, if you'd have asked me this 12 hours ago from recording this, I would have told you you're crazy. I would not have believed it. Well, I guess we got to go find Keith. But before we go look for Keith, any last words on this episode?
Nope.
I think it'll be a good.
It'll all be over soon.
I think I'll watch the Puppy Bowl instead.
I think that's on beforehand. I think it's on in the morning of the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna watch it during the game.
You're gonna
We're gonna record it.
So, yeah, like what?
I'm pretty sure they have it on YouTube by the time it comes on. Boy, who records anything anymore these days? You sit there, you wait 6 hours, and more likely it's available on streaming somewhere. I'm gonna sit there and root for the Bloodhound. Well, that's our Super Bowl preview for this year. We'll sit there and see if we can find Keith before the next episode. But for Barb, for Jerry, I'm Eric. Until next time.